end. According to the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, there are over 6.6 million people who are registered to vote in that country's general elections tomorrow. This is up by 500,000 from the last poll. Now, the elections will see 11 candidates, while others vie for legislative seats and local council positions. Well, our correspondent is Audrey Chimwanda. She is in Zimbabwe, in Harare, to be exact. This is just outside the headquarters of the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission's offices. Audrey, good morning to you. It is less than 24 hours to go before that election. I think let's start with the mood in the country. What are you seeing? What are people saying? Are they optimistic about the hopes and dreams they have for their country?
Morning, Kholi. So just a bit of an update with regards to our location now. A few minutes ago, we're standing outside of the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, but the security and the authorities there asked us to move away from there as they were not comfortable with media reporting outside of that building. As you may know now, we've been trying to get accredited by the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission from yesterday. That we haven't been successful up until now. They keep telling us that they're busy. They will get to it. So those are some of the anxieties that is happening within the media fraternity here, particularly with us international media. But in terms of the mood on the ground, you'd almost feel as if there is simmering tension that is happening, but it is not quite out there, as if it's a calm before the storm, if I can explain it that way. People are going about their business. Civil servants have been given a half a day off for them to be able to travel to their different destinations and their polling stations to which they are registered to, so that they're able to practice their civil duty and cast their ballots. So we're seeing quite a bit of activity with people moving around, going to their different destinations. I'm standing behind this poster here. I'll ask Lutumisi, my colleague, to show you this big poster of the man who is trying to make sure that he retains his seat for a second term. Behind this huge poster is the ZANU-PF headquarters, and this is the ruling party that has been campaigning quite aggressively for the past few weeks, alongside, of course, the main opposition party, Triple C. We understand that the campaigning period stops today. Polls open at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, and voting will begin earnestly, hopefully, and vote counting will begin thereafter, colleague.
Audrey, there's one more question I have for you, and it's got to do with that voters' roll. The ZEC, which is exactly the institution where you were up until you were moved, that's the institution that ought to release this, my understanding, to the competing political parties that are going to be involved in fighting this election. Has that been released less than 24 hours into the actual voting day? Because if it hasn't, then there's a problem, isn't there?
That issue is sub judice, according to the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission. We have been trying to get some kind of comment from them to understand where the court case stands. And as far as we're concerned, it's still within the judiciary system of Zimbabwe. This election has been marred with a lot of litigation from not only the opposition party, but from ZANU-PF itself, from the candidates that are wanting to contest. But in particular, the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, as you've said, the issue of the voters' roll, the opposition says it has not been a transparent issue, as there are some discrepancies that they have put across to the High Court of Zimbabwe. However, the ZEC has said this cannot stop the process. The issue has not been deemed, I beg your pardon, as urgent. And the poll has been given the go-ahead.
Audrey Chimwanda, thank you very much for that update. Quite a comprehensive one indeed, and really painting a picture of how Zimbabweans are feeling ahead of a very, very crucial election. There are observers who are there as well. We're hoping to get in touch with them in order to give us a sense of what they are seeing, because their role is not about just assessing the situation after the fact. It's also about assessing the conditions in the lead up to this crucial day, which is tomorrow.